Welcome back, everybody. It is another episode of The Reality Twins. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lexi.
Welcome back. We're on week 2 of Bachelor in Paradise.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. So basically, we're just going to break down everything that happened. And the tea is hot.
Sizzling.
Hot, hot, hot.
The tea is hot and our rum is cold. Mm-hmm. We got our rum and coke.
And there is a whole bunch of stuff we're going to try and get into. All right. First off, we're starting off the episode with the rose ceremony where we left off yesterday. Our predictions for who were going to go home, mine personally was Jane, Bibiana, even though I love her to death, and Annalise.
No, yours was Christina.
Or mine was Christina.
Mine were Jane, Annalise, and Bibby. And those are the bitches that went home. I was like, dang.
I did not expect Chris B to pick Christina.
I know.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You know those producers were like, I'm sorry, you got to pick Christina. Annalise, who? That homegirl got the boot.
Yeah, Annalise was shooketh. She was like, what the fudge sickle?
Jane continues her streak of going home on the first night.
I was so glad Jane went home. I don't know why they had her on here. Just so irrelevant. She tried to poison JPJ, and I'm not down with that. You can go home. She was just annoying, and then I'm kind of glad Annalise went home, too, because, like, I like her, but, like, I don't know. All that shit with Clay.
She hadn't made any connections.
No.
Because she's too busy sticking her nose in Clay's business.
And stuff that it doesn't fit into. Like, get in this car. Goodbye.
Anyways, as far as like people who the guys gave out roses to the girls for this first ceremony. As far as like pity, I don't think that Cameron gave Kaylin a pity rose. I think that like he actually liked Kaylin and therefore she got a rose, or you know she kind of sensed, oh, like I could probably get on to him and he'll probably give me a rose, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then Wills gave Katie his rose, which I thought was 100% a pity rose. Actually, I take that back. It wasn't a pity rose because I think Wills did really... I mean, obviously, this episode, Wills did like Katie. I was surprised Devin and Sydney, and then JPJ gave his rose to Anyeka, even though I don't think they have a strong connection, and I don't think they would make a good couple, but, you know...
John Paul Jones is kind of a weirdo. He's kind of like...
And he needs but he needs he needs someone just as weird, or if not more weird than him. For real.
Moving on. So next day, Jordan comes. Jordan is from Becca's season of The Bachelorette. If you guys don't know, he's the guy that was, you know, in the gold underwear. All the guys were really pretty fucking annoyed by him because he was so...
But Jordan is a
he's pretty funny though.
Yes, Jordan is a good example of someone coming off of Hannah's season of The Bachelorette with all this Jed nonsense and stuff and people being villains. Like Jordan is the perfect example of someone that the audience hated on Becca's season, and
Turn
now
that
like
right
everyone,
around.
like I was laughing half this episode like because of Jordan. Like he just cracks me up. Like he came in to Paradise and he was like, "This is my beach." And it's all about me. He was just, oh my gosh.
The mayor of La Playa, Bachelor in Paradise. So basically, Jordan's pissed that Blake has basically stuck his spoon in all the pudding and is ready to call him out about it. So basically, Jordan's going around. He has a date card, trying to figure out who he's going to take on a date. And he's talking to everyone and figuring out that Blake been fucking around with everybody. Pretty much everyone. He talks to Christina. Christina's nearly in tears talking about Blake. He's
all
going
the girls are spilling
to Kaylin and saying, yeah, me and Blake had a thing at Stagecoach and yada, yada, yada. And
I think Jordan was like, I was like, Jordan, the way Jordan was reacting is how the audience was reacting last week. I was just like, I'm right there with you.
Which is
I
what
was
the hell?
Like, what? Like, what are you doing, dude? You're being a asshole and you're...
In Jordan's words... Blake is being a dumbass.
Yes, 100%. And I was like, yep, call it like you see it. Because Jordan was like, Blake is better than this. And I'm like, yes, you are. And this, after last week with Blake releasing those text messages to Kaylin, we're not going to talk a lot about this, but after he released those text messages oh my gosh, like, I was just like, you just should have waited
for this
all to play out, but you had to just, like, I understand, like, you're on a reality TV show, like, you don't have really, like, a lot of say, like, where the direction goes, like, it is what it is, but, like, and I guess Blake felt like he was, like, backed into the corner, and that's why he did what he did, but, like, he should know by now that, like, you just need to wait, because, like, audience perception, especially with The Bachelor, is everything. Like, literally, like, this episode we went from, this is only the 3rd episode, and, like, we all loved Hannah G last week, and now, like, by the end of this episode, we all hate her. So, it's just like, why didn't you wait? Anyways, whatever.
Anyways, Jordan tries to go, basically he's in a toss-up between asking Hannah G or Nicole on a date. He does ask Hannah G, and Hannah G initially says yes, and then after a few minutes, she goes back and says, no, I'm still interested in Dylan, and I don't want to be that girl that is having an all kinds of love triangle like nasty. Blake is. So she tells him, no, I'm not going to go on a date with you.
Stop it.
Sorry, the dogs are acting crazy. Anyways, so Jordan decides to pull Nicole aside. Nicole is currently having a thing with Clay, who is still my favorite. And she says yes. And so she's kind of like, I guess, playing the field, kind of wants Clay to be jealous a little bit, to show her that, like, hey, like, you better work for it if you won't get this rose, because it's the girls' turns next.
I think she's just hyped because, like, guys are coming after her, which, I mean, I'd be hyped, too. I'd be feeling myself, too, if, like, all these guys were coming after me. But, like, I don't know. I feel like she kind of overdid it on the like, I don't know. I felt like she was, like, too excited. I don't know. She was kind of annoying me on this date. I was like, okay, girl, we get it. Like, you're on your second one-on-one, whatever.
Before Jordan takes Nicole on a date, Jordan does confront Blake saying, dude, you need to get all your shit together. And, you know, Blake proceeds to be like, what? Acting shocked? What? Pretends to be shocked that all these girls are still talking about him because he's basically a piece of shit. Yeah. And then, so basically Hannah G goes back to spending the majority of her time with Dylan. And then, we stan Dylan. He is so adorable. Hannah G will probably break his heart. Story of our lives.
And while people are out on a date, this was so cringe. The conversation with Kaylin and Cam and these love letter something or other that he wrote her was 100% so cringy. Like, oh my gosh, like,
some
dude,
stalker vibes going on.
You gotta want it less. Like,
gotta want it less. Want it less.
He was like talking about biting her, like talking about biting his bottom lip or some bullshit. I was like, what are you talking about?
Cringe.
I was like, this is so, and you could just tell in Kaylin's face, like, she was like, I was just trying to get a rose from you, and now I'm done with you, and you gotta go.
He went from hasn't even gone on a date with a girl to wanting to marry her, wanting to call his just some 0 to 100 type shit that it's not attractive.
Ooh, I'd burn that note. I'd be like, ooh. No.
Moving on, Blake is still crying, woe is me. I've had such a hard week in paradise. Dude, you brought this on yourself. Like,
yeah.
You went and, like, fucked around with all these girls, and then now you want to act like this shit wasn't going to come out all over the show? Nah. That's, no.
And then in walks Big Mike.
Cue all the girls losing their shit.
Mike for Bachelor. Oh my gosh. I love Mike, and I just want him to be the Bachelor so bad, and I get so sad because I'm pretty sure, like, I looked at Peter's following today, and, like, he's got, like, 1 million followers, and I think everyone's, like, on the Peter train for the Bachelor, but I want Mike to not end up happy here and be the Bachelor. Damn it!
Precursor, I have heard on the Twitterverse that Mike is, a strong candidate for being the next Bachelor. I don't know if he's going to get it, which, you know, kind of makes everyone want him to not find love in paradise because, hey, we want Mike to be the next Bachelor. Personally, I don't give a fuck about Mike. I don't care for him. I'd rather be Peter. Not Peter this season. The Peter that we deserved a couple seasons ago from Rachel's season. That's the Peter we fucking deserve.
Oh my gosh. No, I want it to be.
Pour one out for the Peters of the world. So sad.
We need a black bachelor. It is way overdue. This is our like millionth cajillion episode of The Bachelor, and we have not yet had a black bachelor. Like, what? It's 2019. Like, just put him on the show. Like, I don't even care if like a lot of people like him. Put him on the show. He will create controversy because you know they're gonna bring on some like. Actually, I feel like this is why they don't want to put on a black bachelor, because they're gonna bring in some like some of the girls that will come up. That I swear they'll be like, let's bring some ratchet girls on here or something.
No, thank you.
And ABC's not trying to do that. Rich tick.
Anyways, cut to Mike coming in. He is Mike talks to Kaylin, and then he also talks to Onyeka. Onyeka is really into it, really likes Mike. Mike ends up asking Kaylin out on a date, which is weird, and Cam's pissed about it because as y'all saw on the previous season with Hannah B, Mike told Hannah B that Cam was not genuine, and that is the reason why Hannah B gave Cam the boot on her season. So Cam immediately already does not like Mike asking Kaylin out because Cam likes Kaylin. So we've got a little love triangle problem right there. Cut to the boys making fun of moping, crying Cam because the second Mike walked off with Kaylin, in comes the Arthur meme, fucking fist shaking as Mike walks off with Kaylin, just anyways, it's not an attractive look. Like, you already look like a stalker. You haven't even really gone on a date with Kaylin yet, and you're crying over her.
And there's no competition. Like,
you've given up already.
Mike wins every time, so there's no competition. Like, yeah, dude. No, you're just no. The answer is no. Goodbye. You don't get a rose. Do not go to Paradise.
Next.
Do not pass go. Do not collect a rose. Bye.
So, the last 10 minutes is the real tea of the whole show.
Oh, but what about Katie's fucking outburst?
Oh, yes. Let's go back to Katie for a
Rewind.
second. Katie... so Wills really likes Katie, I guess, and he has this cute little setup and yada yada. I don't like Wills. I think he's a clown. Everyone else begs to differ.
I love Wills. Let me just say,
nice.
Stephanie
Whatever.
hates Wills. I love Wills. Do I like his hair? No, but I love him. He's got a heart of gold. He deserves to find love, and he's so nice. He doesn't deserve this bullshit.
I'm not gonna be here.
I love him. I feel so bad because I think he's about to go home, but like, he's so nice, and I loved him on Becca's season. Like,
all right. Anyways, so he has this nice little setup going for Katie. And basically, Katie just breaks down and just slowly loses her mind in the weirdest, like,
I thought our TV was
time
broken.
I've ever seen. The way she was, I thought something was wrong with our TV. The way she was crying, like a broken fucking record, just losing her shit, saying this is exactly what she wants, but she's basically told Wills, I'm not into you.
With snot running down her nose.
Literally snot running down her nose. In comes Crispy. She's walks off. Crispy comes to console her or whatever. Apparently they have a little thing. They hug, whatever.
And
Crispy kind of looked a little weird with his little crazy snake eyes. Trust in me. Like, he looked a little crazy.
I've never seen that from the Jungle Book. The Ka is the snake, and like Chris just had these like weird like eyes.
Crazy eyes like, looking at Katie.
Come trust in me. Like, oh my God, I can't.
But yeah, so it was just a weird interaction.
And she
on
digs
Katie's
it.
part.
She digs it. She was like, okay. I was like, I wanted so much better for Katie, and I thought it was also. I think it's weird that no one is like into Kate. Like, I just thought Katie would be way more popular.
Katie's one of the prettiest
ones
on the show.
She's so pretty, and like she's not weird or anything, and so like I just thought she would be like, I thought she'd be in Hannah's position. I thought she'd have to be fending off guys and stuff, and that is just not the case. I don't know if they're like intimidated by her or something, but I just thought she would be like literally like basically where Hannah is at, but she's not, and I think that's wild, absolutely wild. But yeah, so Chris is into her, and she seems like she's into him. So
for now,
for now,
so
crazy.
cut to the last 10 minutes of this show is where the real hot piping tea with Blake, as usual, at the center.
Starts a bubbling.
Continuing. So, Blake, after, this is episode 3, and he's already made his way through, 4 or 5 girls now. At first he was super into Tasia. They had a great date, blah, 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 blah. And then the whole thing with Kaylin, and then Christina, and now he's on to Hannah G, and he's told Hannah G that he is there for her, and that's it.
And he's all
And Dylan and Hannah G are connected at the hip, and finally Blake gets a chance to take Hannah G to the side, and they start doing this little twirly-rolly thing that Christina goes, oh, that sounds familiar, because he's done it before.
Yeah, she's like, that looks real familiar, because they did it at Stagecoach, apparently.
So apparently Blake has used his little dancing moves before. So anyways, they start twirling around on the beach like a couple of idiots, and they end up kissing. Poor Dylan is literally sitting not but 20, 30 feet away and can see the whole thing happening. Hannah G is just straight up making out with Blake. The disrespect that is Blake. Dude, you could have talked to him first.
Yeah.
Really, this is why no one fucking likes you, because you're a little weasel. You little weasel. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I know, he's not making himself look any better than last week.
And Hannah is not making herself look any better after she just
sitting there twirling
denied Jordan a date, saying, "Oh, I don't want to be that girl." Bitch, here we are.
You're out here being messy. You're out here being messy AF. You are complicit.
You were on a good track denying Jordan, and then you went and had to do this messy ass Blake shit. Not a good look, girl. It's not a good look.
You know what? I wouldn't even care. So Blake comes and takes her aside, and that's cool or whatever. I feel like Hannah G is playing the game right. She's not, she said that, she, wants to, be open and, try out her options and stuff like that. It wouldn't really matter. The only thing that pissed me off was the fact that Blake, specifically, pulled her, it was right in front of Dylan, not that far away. Clearly he could see. They did not go far enough away. And then for them to kiss each other, right in front of Blake, or right in front of Dylan, just so, that's where it gets messy. That's where you're being a messy little bitch. And you need to have more control of the situation. Yeah, you're in paradise. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, and test the waters with whoever. But it's don't be so messy about it.
Have some decorum.
For real.
Please. He's standing 30 yards away from you, and you're making out with another dude after you spent all day with Dylan. And Dylan's
obsessed with her.
Good for Dylan, though. He rolled the fuck up. Go get your lady, and was like, hey, yo, want to talk to Hannah for 5 minutes. And then Blake goes into this whole, oh, you've been with her all day. Da, da, da. Who was stopping you from coming up and talking to her? You had time to talk to her, so I don't... And then it's just...
And Blake was out here telling, you're making Hannah uncomfortable. And...
Hannah's twirling her hair awkwardly,
proceeds to make it more messy, and I'm like, why don't you step in and be like, hey, you know what? I can speak for myself. Hey, do you want to go talk for a second, Dylan? And then if you wanted to go proceed what you were doing with Blake, go ahead, girl. Go do your thing. But no, you were just sitting there twirling your hair.
And poor Dylan just ends up walking away.
I know.
So sad.
And I was just you know what? Dylan approached that so well. He literally just wanted to talk to Hannah for 5 minutes.
Call the motherfucking police. Blake is a liar. He's fucking everyone at Stagecoach. He got 6 motherfucking toes out in these streets. The lies. Telling you straight up, not having it.
I just expected so much more from Blake, and it's so sad that he is making these, I don't know, snake ass moves. He just seems so slimy. And this is coming from someone who loved Blake I was devastated when he got axed.
Now look at it.
And now I'm just what is going on? Yes, trash, dumpster fire, blah. Ah!
So disappointing.
I'm so sad. I don't know. I just don't like Blake. I was let me give it let me give it the week. Let me mull it over. You know.
Done giving it. We taketh away.
Bachelor Nation giveth. Bachelor Nation taketh away.
We're done.
We're done here.
And so anyways, they find out.
Yeah, so pretty much how it ends.
The last couple minutes, we find out that Blake Snakeass, of course, again, we reveal new information. Blake flew out a week before they started filming Bachelor in Paradise to go see Hannah G. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how many more?
Which makes sense. As soon as they said that made so much sense, because I was like, okay, because she's not saying anything, because Blake, like, when they were sitting together, he was like, I know you feel it, like, in your gut. Like, you can feel this. And I'm like,
the only thing I want to feel in my gut is dick.
And so people were saying, like, what, did they date or something? And then, of course, cut to the promo of next week. They're like, oh, yeah. Blake was like, yeah, I flew out a week before to see her. What?
The lies continue.
What?
Bop, bop, bop. You're about to get eaten alive. Let's cut to the Twitterverse and see what the Twitter has to say directly after. Let me pull up Twitter.
Yeah, let's see what... I feel like Twitter is just raving about Mike, and then I saw Hannah G was trending on Twitter as well. Probably not in the best way. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not good. What do we got?
So, let's see. Let's find a good one.
Well, Stephanie looks at that. So the promo for tomorrow, Dean is back. I'm so excited. I listened to...
Dean looks like a motherfucking saint compared to Blake right now.
I listened to the Help I Suck at Dating podcast with Jared, Vanessa, and Dean, which shout out to Jared and Ashley They got married yesterday. So congrats to them, because that's been a long time coming. But anyways, yes, Dean. It looks like Dean's going to be back tomorrow, and it looks like he's going to have conversation with Christina. Like, if you weren't there for that season of Bachelor in Paradise, Dean is basically doing the same thing that Blake did. I felt like he was a little bit more sly about it. He was a little bit more quiet about it. I don't know. From what I can remember, he went along, like, he was just, I don't know. It was all under wraps. I mean, it all came to light, and he looked like a total douche lord. So hopefully he can redeem himself. Even though he said on his podcast he was not coming back to Paradise, and then bloop, look who shows up on the promo. And he swore up and down he wasn't coming back either. And that's a fact. You can go on to Help I Suck at Dating podcast, and it was there's one in March and there's one in May, I think. No, there's one in April. He was saying, if you go, it says like Dean's rap sheet, he literally says he's probably not going to go back to Paradise. But whatever, do you, boo.
Basically, Hannah is getting dragged on social media right now.
Oh, is that what's happening?
For being just a flip-flopper, basically. And Blake as well, too. They're saying Blake is now in a decagon and he needs to sit his ass down.
Ooh.
Causing all sorts of mess. I feel like Hannah's been very calculated because, like, she didn't say that she saw Blake before. Just mess.
Yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing.
The producers are just losing their fucking minds behind the camera. Like, yes, fuck around behind the scenes before you come here. We'll pay for the plane tickets. Do whatever the fuck you want.
And honestly, I think it hasn't been a thing now, but I feel like these last couple seasons, it's been a big thing for the couples that have, the popular people, I guess, from the Bachelor and Bachelorette to, like, hang out and stuff. And I see, like, it's convenient because, a lot of them live in the same states. Like, a lot of them live in, like, Blake and Ben Higgins, like, they live in Colorado. And then, of course, a lot of the girls, like, they live in the LA area. And a lot of them move out to the LA area. So, yeah, they hang out with each other. So I feel like it's a thing to all hang out. And I think that's where it's starting to get real messier, like people are hooking up and stuff, and that's what's causing the problems we're saying. So,
well, it's not gonna stop anytime soon.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think that used to be a thing. Like, not a lot of them would hang out, but now it's like, you know, they're hanging out and they're hooking up, and it's like bleeding into the shows now where it's like, oh, like, yeah, we hung out, like, you know, like I went to fly.
It's not we hung out, it's we fucked before we came on the show. And apparently Blake fucked everybody.
So
fucked half the cast.
Yeah. Okay, so who's twinning this week? I want to say it's Big Mike.
Yeah, let's give it to Big Mike.
Big Mike is twinning this week, and who's losing this week?
Still motherfucking Blake.
I would say Blake. I would low-key say Hannah, too, but yeah, we'll still go with Blake as losing this week.
Hannah's slowly digging herself into a very big ditch, but we will find out tomorrow where that all leads, and it doesn't look like it's leading anywhere good.
Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow with a new episode. We decided to do an episode after the each one just because it's a lot of information, but we'll be back tomorrow night with the new episode of The Reality Twins. I still haven't figured out a good sign-off for us, so we'll
see you tomorrow night.
Yes, good night, queens.
Please join us.
Mwah.